If you're an association executive, you know the drill. You're always on the lookout for tools that can streamline your work and, more importantly, help you serve your members better. Today, we're going to do a deep dive into Novi AMS. My goal here is to give you a really clear, balanced look at it, the good, the not so good, and the critical questions you need to ask so you can make an informed choice for your organization.
So, here's how we're going to break it down. We'll start with a super quick 30-second overview, just to get our bearings. Then we'll get into the good stuff, Novi's core strengths. But we're not stopping there. We're also going to talk frankly about the limitations and the trade-offs you absolutely have to consider. And we'll wrap up with the key questions you should be discussing with your own team. Let's get into it.
But before we get into all the features and specs, let me just plant this one thought in your head. What if your management software was actually designed by people who've sat in your chair? You know, people who get the day-to-day grind of running an association. That simple question is really the whole origin story of Novi AMS. All right, let's kick things off with Section 1. This is the 30-second overview, just the essential, high-level stuff you need to know. So what exactly is Novi AMS? Well, at its core, it's a cloud-based association management software. But here's what makes it different. It is laser-focused on trade associations. And its entire architecture, its very DNA, is built around QuickBooks. That's not just a feature, it's the whole foundation. And check out this origin story. Novi was founded back in 2015 by Pete Zimick. And get this, he wasn't some software engineer, he was a practicing association executive, a CAE who got fed up with the clunky tools out there. So he built his own. Today, the company serves over 300 associations, and that built by an exec for an exec mindset is still at the heart of everything they do. Okay, now for the fun part. Let's really dig into what Novi does exceptionally well. We've combed through over 350 user reviews to pinpoint the things that make this platform a standout for its users. First up, and this is the big one, is that QuickBooks integration. Now, we're not talking about some clunky one-way data dump. This is a true 24/7 two-way sync. It creates a single source of truth, meaning you can finally say goodbye to all that manual data entry, the duplicate records, and those awful reconciliation headaches. It's designed to just flow. And hey, don't just take my word for it. Listen to what this verified reviewer on GetApp had to say. They called it seamless and said it made their job so much easier. This is the kind of real-world impact people are talking about. It's a genuine time saver. This really all circles back to that origin story, doesn't it? Because Novi was developed with a whole bunch of executive directors, the workflow logic feels intuitive. It was designed to think like an association professional, not like a software engineer trying to guess what you need. And the numbers really back this up. I mean, look at this. A 4.9 out of 5-star rating across Capterra, G2, and GetApp. That level of consistency over hundreds and hundreds of reviews isn't a fluke. That tells you they're doing something right, year after year. You know what comes up more than almost anything else in those reviews? The customer support. Users rave about it, often citing response times of 20 minutes or less. And this quote, this is from a verified reviewer with a 40-year career in IT. To call it the best customer support they've ever had? Wow, that's a statement that carries some serious weight. Another huge strength is how it handles the unique and sometimes messy structure of trade associations. You know, things like corporate memberships, where the company joins, not an individual, or tracking those complex familial relationships between businesses and affiliates. A lot of broader platforms stumble here, but Novi was built for it. And of course, a powerful tool is useless if your team hates using it. But that's another area where Novi shines. You see reviews over and over from industry veterans, people with 20+ years of experience, calling it the most user-friendly AMS they've ever used. That ease of use leads to high-stuff adoption, which means you're actually getting your money's worth. Okay, but no software is perfect, so now we have to talk about the other side of the coin. And it's really important to see these not as flaws, but as strategic trade-offs. These are the things your team has to weigh against your own specific needs. And this first one is the perfect example. Novi's greatest strength, that incredible QuickBooks integration, is also its biggest strategic consideration. If your organization is fully committed to QuickBooks for the long haul, it's a massive advantage. But if there's even a chance your accounting needs could evolve beyond what QuickBooks can handle, that strength could become a real constraint down the line. Next up is website flexibility.
Now, Novi made a deliberate choice here. They prioritized making it fast and easy to get a professional website up without needing a web developer on staff. The trade-off? You give up some of that deep, granular control that a team with extensive, custom design needs might want. And here are just a few other things to keep on your radar. The back-end functionality for admins on a mobile device is pretty limited. They're a smaller vendor compared to the huge enterprise platforms, and while they're known for being responsive, some users note that custom feature requests can take time to build. All classic trade-offs. And here's the key takeaway for this whole section. Every single one of these trade-offs has the exact same answer. It depends on your organization. A deal breaker for one association is a total non-issue for another. It all comes down to your specific priorities. So that brings us to our final and maybe most important section. We're going to shift gears from giving you information to giving you the right questions. These are the conversations you need to have internally with your team before you make any decision. First up, the big one. Are you truly committed to QuickBooks for the long haul? Or is there a scenario where your financial and accounting needs might grow beyond what it's capable of? Be honest about your long-term strategy here. Second, talk to your marketing and comms people. What's the bigger win for your strategy right now? Is it total custom control over website design? Or is the priority getting a great-looking, professional site up and running quickly and easily? And think about what you want from a vendor relationship. Do you place a higher value on that responsive partnership feel you often get with a smaller company? Or do you need the sheer development speed and vast resources that come with a massive enterprise vendor? And finally, a very practical question about your team's day-to-day workflow. Are they mostly working at their desks, or is having the ability to do full administrative work from a phone or tablet a non-negotiable requirement? Look, at the ends of the day, a review like this can give you information. It can lay out the landscape, but only your team can find the right answer for your association. Have these honest conversations, and you'll make an informed decision that really sets you up for success.